Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 5 of Desert Brutality 2020 in the Armored Plus P Division. Stage Center Axis Relock. So if you checked out my version of this stage under Retro Heavy, you know how the stage goes. But if you didn't, let's do a quick review. So you start at one end of a wash and a hula hoop. On the go signal, you have a tank trap you have to crawl under. Once you clear that, then you go under another tank trap and you come out of the wash, and right there's a hula hoop. You go and you have, from that hula hoop, you have 5 poppers you have to engage. Once you've engaged those 5, you move up to what's a giant plus sign on the ground. The first cone, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. You move to the center cone, same hit pattern. Then you move to the left cone, same hit pattern. Back to the center cone, same hit pattern. To the far right cone, same hit pattern. Back to the center again, same hit pattern. And finally go up to the forward cone and get your 2 hits on each target, and the stage is over for you. Although this is the 5th stage of a 6-stage match and the last stage of the 2nd day for me, you will see in this stage I'm having all the problems I've been having in all the other stages, and problems you'll see I'm having in Stage 6 tomorrow of malfunctions with the firearm. Also, you'll be seeing I'm having a little trouble the conditions just created by the firearm I chose to use on this stage. So let's take a look at the video and then we'll talk about all the details on the other side.
Stand by.
Well, Les, get low, get low,
Get low, low, low.
lower.
Low.
Good. There you go, big guy.
On the right side, white. Low. You got it. Get low.
Get through, Les. You're clear. Go. One. 2. Oh, sorry. 2. 3. 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. I think it was a little low. 2. 2. 1. 2. 1, 2. There's one in the chamber stuck. Hold. Got it. Where was I at? One more on the right, and then move on. 2. 1, 2. Oh, come back, come back. You gotta hit the left target. 1, 2. 1.
Alright, there you have it. I parred out. It's frustrating again because having done this in Retro Heavy, you know, I did complete the stage in that class and completed it with some time to spare. So the fact that I was having trouble here was very, very frustrating. So let's go over what happened on the stage. So second to last to go, been watching people go, been developing a strategy, buzzer goes off, go under the first barricade, and because I have over bulked out on the armor, I mean I'm wearing complete wraparound armor. The armor itself, you take the plates out, is rated to stop any pistol round from any angle, and then you put the plates in, it gets bigger. I got mag pouches on the front, camelback, first aid on my backside, and it makes me a pretty thick individual. So under the first tank trap, and I'm stuck. So I just get around that obstacle just by flipping the tank trap off of me. And to be fair, that wasn't a great original idea of mine. The RO was definitely like, hey, look, on the test match we did with the ROs before the match started, a lot of people got stuck under there. You can go ahead and flip that thing off of you if you have to. And they were telling us it was about 90 to 100 pounds, and really flipped off. I think it was lighter than that. It went off pretty easy once I flipped it. Then got up and, quite honestly, wasn't moving fast enough. I think 4 days of competition was beginning to take its toll on me. Moved up to the second one, managed to actually wiggle through that, which kind of shocked me. Didn't have to flip it off. Then got up, moved entirely too slowly up to the firing point, and then there's a condition that was created by my rifle that affected no one else on the stage probably. And that's the condition of the winds was from my back, so that's great. And as I aim in at the poppers and everything, I take my shot, and boom, up comes a big cloud of dust. You don't see it so much from the perspective of this camera. You do see the dust, but what you saw through my scope was a cloud. And the cloud just didn't dissipate to the left or the right, depending on the wind condition. Wind's coming from the rear. It just blew the cloud towards the target. So I'm like, pow, and I'm like, I can't see anything. And I'm going to wait for the cloud to dissipate, take the shot, get the hit, you know. Next one, I rushed it, didn't wait for it to and got a miss, and just made the cloud last longer, which was not a good idea. And then I finish off getting the poppers at a very slow, rhythmic rate that's not being dictated by the rifle, that's not being dictated by my trigger finger. It's being dictated by the field conditions of this big dust cloud that's obscuring my sight picture, and I just can't see what to shoot at. Later on in the video, we're going to do a run of my buddy who was doing it with an AR, and you can see, because he's not having those conditions, he just rips through that as part of the stage. So after you clear these poppers, I'm up, I move to the beginning of the plus sign, and again, moving entirely too slowly, I start my engagement. And this is where this rifle is also a detriment to me in this type of situation. This thing weighs, loaded up with a scope and everything, about 15 pounds, or about 2 ARs or 3 what would Stoner do rifles. And the movement of the rifle, just you get, you're pulling up, you're coming up, and it just carries you off target and stuff. And man, that's frustrating because you're like, oh, I got it, and you squeeze a shot off and you've missed. So just the weight of the rifle was a detriment, but got the hits, fought through it, got up to the second plus, moved over to another plus, another point on the left, got my mag change out of the way fairly easy, get back to the center, and then I have a pretty serious malfunction. Basically, I've got a case stuck. When I look at it, I realize, oh, even though it's a stuck case and I've racked the bolt, it's not completely in the chamber. So I don't know what's gone wrong, but I know I'm pretty confident I can get it out. So you see me make use of the RO by here, hold my magazine. Go down, pull out my knife. Thank God that was a requirement for this armor, that you had to have a knife on you because it came in handy. Pulled out my knife, extracted the case, got another magazine in there, and got the gun up and started to make hits. Problem is, this is now messed with my head. And you'll see me do something really stupid as I go over to the next point on the far right, take 2 shots on one of the target, and then just try to move. And it's like, oh no, I got to go back and get more hits. And then finally get back to the center, get one of hits that I need to get on the right, and then the buzzer goes off right as I pull my second shot. Matter of fact, if you pay real close attention here, buzzer shot that quick. And it's frustrating because obviously I didn't get to the forward point of the plus. Very frustrating in the fact that at this point I have fired my 6 stages because I'm not doing them in order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Video-wise, we still have stage 6 to go, so don't tune out yet. And I know I've completed the stage, and I know I completed the stage fairly well with an iron-sighted rifle. And here I have a very modern or modernized rifle with an excellent scope on it, and I'm just not performing. And that's very, very frustrating. As we've done in previous videos, I'm going to show you a video of my teammate running this stage, and here he gets a lot of kudos for this because he ran this stage really well. And also, it's a great compare and contrast because while I was using the big H car, which is a rifle designed to engage targets at long distance, it's not designed for a close-up fight on the move like this stage requires. His AR, on the other hand, is a nice lightweight rifle. It shows the advantages of lightweight intermediate caliber, also shows how his A2 flash suppressor being closed on the bottom does not kick up dust, and it shows with its light recoil and the ability to keep it on target that he can keep his speed up on this and have a volume of fire that allows him to get the hits he needs. So let's go ahead and take a look at his run and then talk about it on the back side.
Sir.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
You ready? Yep. Ready.
Stand by. Go.
Make it work, man.
Yeah.
Get low.
Grab him.
I don't know whose that is.
Flash shooter.
Okay.
There you go. You got it. There you go. You go. There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
Two. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. Go left. Watch your muzzle. One, two. One, two. 1, 2. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2.
All right, there you have it. This is a great, I love this, I've said it already, it's a great compare and contrast. My teammate, he's using a very slim, low profile armor set he got just for doing the match. He's just over the required weight limit, where I'm double the weight limit requirement, I should say, on my armor. He's got just enough magazines on the front, got a little bit of, got only a hydration system on the back and a very flat one. On his belt is all his other required things, medkit, tourniquet, knife, and all that. Very slim, and you can see he gets through the tank trap with a whole lot less difficulty than I did, both times. And he's moving faster than I was, which good for him. When he gets up to the first firing point, he just knocks those 5 poppers down, and as you can see, he's not kicking up nearly the amount of dust that I was when I was firing. So he had a good firing solution. Just with that red dot sight, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he's up, moving at a good place to the plus sign, and then he goes for volume of fire. So he's putting down a pretty good amount until he gets his hits. He's just on target, just working the trigger quickly. And that's just something, an option that was not available to me. The heavy recoil of 30-06 versus 5.56. That means if I just started pumping rounds out that, I had probably got recoil that started going over the berm, and that would have been an unsafe condition. So I had to fire, get back on target, fire, get back on target. Whereas he could be like boom, boom, boom until he got his 2 hits. Shows one of the true advantages of the AR system in an intermediate rifle cartridge over a full power battle rifle cartridge. And because of that, he flies through the plus sign, changes mags on the move, that's the way you want to do it. So when he gets to his next firing position, he's ready to shoot. He gets through this, does it in a good time, and just had a great run. We hope you're enjoying this coverage of Desert Brutality 2020 in the Armored Plus P Division. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in tomorrow for Stage 6.